What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Wednesday afternoon, and the reason for this video is we're going to talk about Frank Tufano. Now, recently, uh, he's stopped talking about Dr. Taban, at least for now, thank goodness. But now he's bitching and moaning about his Wagyu beef. Now, apparently, and this is coming from him, he states that U.S. Customs had destroyed $27,000 worth of his meat, you know. But I want you guys to watch the video. Let's check out and get. I just want you guys to get the context of things.
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just part of the gang stalking. All the negative things in my life, from the botched eye surgery, to thousands, losing hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point, getting scammed. And to top it all off, one thing I was looking forward to is we were going to offer 100% Japanese Kobe beef Wagyu on Frankie's Strange Meat, and Customs seized it. I paid $27,000 to have one cow air shipped to New York to offer the highest quality meat in the world to try to make it affordable for you guys. And Customs seized the package. $27,000. How could the U.S. government do this to a small business? My importer said this is the first time he's ever seen this happen in all his career of doing business, but I guess that's typical with Frank Tufano. Yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if this was this gang stalking and there's an insider there that knows the products from me. I don't know what to do at this point. I mean, this is just going to contribute to my bankruptcy. I'm going to have to file an insurance claim for a crazy amount of money because this is factoring in like the profit margin of me selling it to pay for it back. And my insurance company's probably not going to even approve it. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at this point. This is just like unheard of stuff. Completely unheard of. It's fucking disgusting.
Folks, first off, I'm kind of suspicious here for a couple of reasons. And here's the thing, folks. He states that he has had Japanese Wagyu beef being shipped in. So, generally speaking, customs wouldn't even mess with something like that there if it was genuine Japanese Wagyu. They would actually approve it unless the paperwork is wrong. And this is also what I'm getting at as well. Now, here's the thing, folks. It's kind of odd that Frank Tufano would actually order in a cow straight from Japan rather than using a U.S. distributor for Japanese Wagyu. It would actually be less expensive for him. So here's the thing. Also, most people think that Japan is the biggest exporter of Wagyu beef, and that's just not true. It's actually Australia. The vast majority of the Wagyu that you see in the United States is going to be from Australia. If it specifically says Japanese A5 Wagyu, that means that it's usually gotten from a U.S. distributor that has a license agreement. And, when it comes to Japanese Wagyu, such as Mitsusaki Wagyu, for example, they're just not going to go and sell it to anyone. And someone like Frank getting a hold of actual Japanese Wagyu is very odd. They have, getting actual Japanese Wagyu is highly difficult there. So chances are that when customs actually got whatever package that he was having shipped in, they probably discovered that it probably was not Japanese Wagyu. It was probably Australian Wagyu, and it was probably low grade, uh, Australian Wagyu. Who knows actually? It actually could have been Japanese Wagyu. It could have been Australian Wagyu, but U.S. Customs only destroys things as a last resort if they can't import it or do anything else with it there or in order to resolve it. So either the product was mislabeled or it wasn't what it says it is. And I think on the latter, because there is no way in hell that Frank Tufano would have the means to actually get actual Japanese Wagyu, you know. Japan's very strict on their Japanese Wagyu, and for him to actually get it, no, I don't think that would happen there. I think he got some Australian Wagyu. Either that or he bought it from someone. And you know how Frank Tufano cuts corners on things here. I mean, we all know. We've seen that potato chip factory. We've seen some of his products. I've done plenty of videos over the years over Frank Tufano just using things like Timu and stuff like that. So, he could have just went and contacted some guy in Japan, probably a little shady, maybe Yakuza or something like that. And they said they're going to ship him some actual Japanese Wagyu. And they probably either sent stuff from a sick cow or they probably just sent them Australian Wagyu. Who knows? And who cares? But that's all I got to say for right now. Frank Tufano, you're full of shit, okay? You're not giving any context to the whole situation. If your stuff got seized, then I welcome you to put the paperwork online, and that way we could see exactly why U.S. Customs destroyed your product, or so you said. Because U.S. Customs only destroys product as a last resort, or if the product is so bad, and I mean bad, that they have to destroy it just because it has to follow through regulations. After all, if U.S. Customs releases a product and everyone gets sick and starts vomiting and stuff like that, they're going to be liable for it. At the very least, the guy that checked it in is going to get fired. Nobody wants to get fired from a government job, especially in this economy here. But that's all. You guys like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Also visit vincegoodrum.com. And as always, peace and soul.